What the fuck, Effie?
I'm so sorry, Tariq.
What the fuck did you do?
I told Noma that you were threatening her daughter. We're working together and I have a future with her, so couldn't let that happen.
Thanks to Effie, I've moved my daughter to safety.
When it comes to the trailer for Season 4, I know there are a lot of questions. Of course, the big one is, when will we get the trailer? Will it also be split because the season is being split into Part 1 and Part 2? And will they have to make any adjustments considering this is the last and final season, at least for this particular chapter? So in this video, we're going to do something different and something we've never actually done before. We're going to take a look at some logical trailer predictions based on what we've previously seen, and we're going to run down memory lane and have a look at what they've done before, which will definitely bring back a lot of memories for all of us. But we're going to run through some storyline predictions, the overall theme I'm expecting to see, and just some general thoughts and theories for all things Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4. Now, I think one of the burning questions is, will we be getting 10 episodes or is it the rumored 20? And I do think it is important to just touch on this subject because there still is a lot of people who still believe it is going to be 20, and to be honest with you, I'm not too sure. We've got the casting crew saying it's only going to be 10, and I personally believe they've only actually filmed the 10 as usual. Whether they kind of change things considering it is the last season, who knows, but as it stands there is no official confirmation, so what I would say is, just hold fire. When there is official confirmation, I'll definitely let you guys know. But with this season being split into 2, there could be a chance we may only get a trailer which includes scenes from the first 5. Let's also remember, there was one other occasion where this actually happened, which was Season 1, which was due to extraordinary circumstances. There was a 2-month gap between the first 5 and the second 5, and correct me if I'm wrong, the first initial teaser and trailer only had scenes from the first 5 episodes. They then released another teaser trailer around 3 or 4 weeks before the final 5. So that's just something to bear in mind. They may actually do the same here. They may just release a trailer for the first 5 episodes and keep us in suspense for what will no doubt be an explosive Season 4. Now let's just take it down memory lane and have a look at some of the things we've seen in previous teasers and trailers. And something to remember is, there's always a tagline. In Season 1, it was choose wisely. What would you do to save your family? And in this game, every move counts. So Season 1 was heavily focused on family and Tariq doing whatever he could to save his mom Tasha. The whole season Tariq had to fight between his studies, mentoring Zeke, or should I say doing his papers, to working for the Tejadas, paying for Davis McLean, and dealing with the Tariq St Patrick case. So in the game in Season 1, every move was important. Every move that Tariq St Patrick made was crucial, which also extended to Monet and the Tejadas. Season 1 also had a big emphasis on the books that Tariq was studying at Stansfield, because each of the episode titles were taken from Tariq's reading material, so that was a small Easter egg from episode 1, and the overall theme of family. Now, Season 2's tagline was, does the end justify the means? And I guess the main theme that they explored in Season 2 based on that particular tagline was ethics.
In leaving room for virtue, you often risk missing an objectively greater good act. Sometimes if you don't eliminate the concept of morality, you risk everybody taking a loss. How's that in the interest of the greater good? Young man has a point.
Now, in regards to the street and drug game, the crew faced a lot of ethical and moral dilemmas across the chessboard, where they all had to work together for the greater good. They all risked being exposed if they didn't work together, but they also faced a lot of ethical and moral dilemmas from within. Diana exposed a huge secret, and to try and keep Zeke close, Monet got rid of Carrie. Brayden was then tasked to get rid of Lauren, and we all saw how he struggled to kind of come to terms with doing something that he believed was morally and ethically wrong in his eyes. There was Effie's move. Tariq had to live between 2 lives and so on. So did the end justify the means? And I guess for some, those moves definitely had to be made. For others, not so much. I'd say they probably made things worse, which is what made Season 3 all about betrayal. So Season 3's taglines was nothing can prepare you, are you ready? And more threats, more betrayals, more power, with the underlying theme being all about betrayal and loyalty. Everything was set up at the end of Season 2, with Lorenzo killing Zeke, Brayden and Effie being in on Lauren's supposed kill, to Sax working undercover as Jenny's CI. Throughout Season 3 we saw betrayals come to the forefront and how this altered family relationships, alliances, and business relationships. We saw Monet making a move which would change the Tejadas forever. Tariq lost faith and trust with those who were closest to him, but on the other hand, we saw Kane becoming family first, where he showed more of a caring side. But in the end, with betrayal and loyalty being the central theme, everything kind of came full circle at the end, where Diana and Drew betrayed Tariq, but also their own family. Obi betrayed Nomar by giving Brayden the heads up, where he also showed his loyalty. Now, because Season 3's theme was betrayal, what normally comes after when someone betrays you is revenge, and that's the theme for Season 4, which has also been confirmed by Brett Mahoney. So in this trailer for Season 4, when it comes to the tagline, I'm expecting to see something that revolves around revenge, and them giving us a tease of Drew and Diana having to hold on to this secret, Tariq being on demon time and striking back, new alliances being formed, but also alliances and relationships being torn apart. So when we talk about revenge, we have to remember, it will be a theme across the entire season, including whatever new happens. For example, I can see Effie betraying Kane or Nomar, so does that mean Kane would then want revenge on Effie? Because I do think Kane will feel this pain that Tariq has felt, because Kane doesn't know Effie like Tariq knows Effie. He doesn't know Effie like us as the audience know her and what she's capable of, so revenge is definitely the key themes to look out for. And what I've noticed, the show has definitely been getting darker and darker as the series has progressed, and so have the teasers and trailers. So going into this next trailer for season 4, I do expect there to be a real dark aura to kind of set the scene of a war. A hint at a few characters being on demon time, burning shit down, explosions, gunfire, and a lot of blood.
You need mommy? It's too late to be scared now, little. Mommy gone, you sent her away, remember? Nah, supposed to be on your man shit, right? You know what you gotta do.
Hallucination scenes. This is another, especially when it comes to Monet in this particular scene or Tariq at Club Truth. Are there going to be any hallucinations? We've seen them use hallucination scenes before in season 2's trailer with Kanan, so it's definitely something they can do once again, especially with it being the last and final season of Book 2 Ghost. We're kind of coming to the end of Tariq's journey at Stansfield. We're also most likely coming to the end for the Tejadas. So could Monet see Lorenzo again, maybe even Mecca? Could Tariq see Kanan, or even his father Ghost? If we do, I'm sure that's something we probably won't see in the trailer, but hallucinations, it definitely is another to keep in mind. Now, in the trailer for season 3, we actually saw a few people sitting in the driver's seat, where it seemed like they held all the power and control. But this time around, I do think it's going to be a little different. I think with the theme being centered around revenge for season 4, I do think we are going to see a few people in positions of vulnerability. For example, Nomar. It did feel like for a large portion of season 3, she was the most powerful person on Ghost. She was dictating positions on the chessboard, how they worked, where they worked for her, which extended all the way to Milan. But this time around, I do think the trailer will give us a hint around how it may not be so easy for her, with Anya Covington being at the center of it all. For the Tejadas, they'll equally find themselves in a vulnerable position because of what Drew and Diana did and because of where Monet will find herself at the beginning of 401. So could we get our first glimpse at Jeanette Stewart and what she's capable of? You know, is she just a cousin of Monet who happens to be a civilian? Or is she deeply involved in the street game that can help Monet rebuild? So vulnerability and weakness, that's another, along with a few new characters. Now let's also not forget that these teasers and trailers are put together in a way which has us questioning and guessing. They're sometimes made to throw us down the wrong direction, and sometimes they may put in scenes where the other person on the other end of the gun or conversation may not be who you think. For example, Tommy Egan. So let's see if we get any other hints around crossovers, not just with Tommy, but maybe with law enforcement, with maybe Junior or Blanca Rodriguez even going to Chicago. And that actually brings me over to the topic of law enforcement. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Michael Ealy brings to his character as Detective Don Carter. From the early vibes, teasers, and descriptions, what I'm expecting to see is a no-nonsense officer who isn't afraid to put down a marker, and I do think it's about time Tariq faced another threat. He's dealt with Saxe, although his presence will still linger around for a little longer, but he's dealt with Saxe. He's beat Jenny Sullivan not once but twice, and the same goes for Blanca Rodriguez, who's been out to catch St Patrick from all the way back in power. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of threat Detective Don Carter poses, how Tariq intends to deal with it, and I do think we're going to get a hint in the trailer. Now last but not least, the final thing I'm looking forward to seeing, which I touched on briefly before, is Tariq at Club Truth. Is this a hallucination, or has he actually got his hands on his father's club, and who's walking in behind him? I always believe for Tariq's journey to kind of come full circle, it would have to end up with him graduating, inheriting Club Truth, and finally realizing how difficult it is to build what Ghost built. He built an absolute empire, going up against the toughest of street opponents, to those in the boardroom. And if you have a look at what Tariq's journey has consisted of, he's had to push weight just to pretty much survive and protect the ones he loves. So when he's standing in Club Truth, let's see if he appreciates what his father built. But how and why he's here, how he's managed to get his hands on Club Truth, if he has, and who's walking in behind him. Let's see if we get any further hints. But that's just a quick rundown to get us all ready for the trailer drop, which I do think will be soon. So drop all your thoughts and predictions down below in the comment section. Let me know what you guys are hoping to see more so around the theme of revenge, as well as the bottom line for Tariq, having to do what he has to do to protect the ones he loves. Drop all your thoughts down below in the comment section, and as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.